Hello there, welcome back. This is Tales of Amma. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made a beautiful flare dress. Okay, so let's get started now. Right, my shoulder to shoulder is 16 divided by 2 is 8 inch plus half inch allowance, and I mark 8.5 here. This is 8.5, and I'll stand there and mark in 1 inch for my shoulder slope as well. My neckline, the wideness is 3.5, and the depth is as well 3.5. Okay, 3.5, and I connect my points together and also connect my slope together as well. My arm here, my arm level is 8 inch. I indicate and I connect my points together. All right, to get your armhole here, your nipple, your your bust measurement divided by 4. My bust is 40 divided by 4 will give me 10 plus 2 inch allowance for sewing, and that will give me 12. So I'm going to mark 12 here. Now to get your curve here, or your arm curve, your measurement here divided by 2, and then you stand on the measurement and come in by half an inch like this. Then you connect it through your half an inch measurement, and this is it here. Now we are going to get shoulder to bust. Shoulder to bust is 13. It's 12 actually, but I'm going to mark 13. Okay, my waist is 16. I'm going to mark 17, which means 1 inch will be used for stitching allowance, and this is it here. Okay, so this is going to be guiding us. All right, this line is going to guide us. All right, so my nipple to nipple is 8 inch divided by 2 plus 1 inch, and this is where my dart is going to be formed. My bust is 40 divided by 4 is 10 plus 2 inch allowance here. I indicate like this. Okay, and my waist is 37 divided by 4 will give me 9.5 plus 1 inch allowance for the darts plus 2 inch for stitching allowance or sewing allowance. Okay, and I connect my points together. Now let's cut what we have here. Okay, so we are cutting, this is the neckline out here, and we get off our slope as well. And when I'm here, I'm very careful because mostly I use my armhole pieces to get a pocket. Okay, so this is going to be my pocket. So I'm assumed to have one of my pockets. I only shaping it nicely. I'm missing what I'm doing, and I'm going to be using this for packet. Okay, one part of my packet is formed, so our front is already made. Now let's get our back part here. So I'm going to align the front part on the back part, and then I'll get 2 inch. So I'm going to mark 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch here, and this is going to serve as our zip allowance. Okay, this is going to serve as our zip allowance, and when I'm done, I'll just place it on it and then trace out. I'm tracing exactly what I have, with the exception of the depth of the neckline. The wideness is the same, but the depth is different. All right, so I trace everything like you see me do so, and then I cut out exactly the same as I traced. All right, so let's cut. This is our slope off here. Now let's get the neckline for the back part. This is the neckline for the back part, and we cut. So the blouse part is almost done. We are splitting. What I'm doing here is splitting the zipper or the zip part of my blouse, which is the back part here. So we'll aside this one and get our flare here. So what we have here is 2 yards folded into 2 equal parts. I'm going to hold the folded part this way, harvesting it, and then put it on each other giving it a triangular shape. Okay, have you seen it? It's just simple. This is how you make your flare. The skirt part of the dress, this is it. Okay, so this is what we have here. This is what we have here. What we are going to do is get our waist measurement. My waist is 37 divided by 4 will give us 9.5. But I'm going to approximate it to 10. So I'm going to mark 10 inch here. Okay, this is my waist measurement here. The length of my skirt is 27. Okay, 27. So as you can see, I didn't get enough fabric for the 27 to fit perfectly for this side. Okay, so I'm going to just mark my 27, and when I'm done, I will make a readjustment to where our fabric did not get, or our fabric is not enough for. Okay, so I'm marking 27, 27. I'm marking 27 here, 27, 27. So I'm done, and let's connect now. We are connecting our points together. So as you can see, we are done getting our measurement here. Okay, so let's cut the waist part here. This is what I was trying to tell you about, that mostly that's what happens in flair. You don't get everything fully, especially when it comes to the skirt part. Okay, so now let's cut what we have here, and then after that we'll make an adjustment for what is left to be done. Okay, we are down for our flare. This is it. It's in shape already, coming out so beautiful. Now we're going to make the adjustment for what I just told you about. So I'll take a piece of the same fabric here and align it under. I'm going to just put it immediately after or under the fabric. All right, it should be half inch or 1 inch under the fabric, and then I take my exact measurement, which is the 27, and I connect my points together. Then our adjustment for the skirt is almost done. So this is what we have here. Okay, I will split this now. I'm going to cut it into two or split it, and we'll give one to this here. We'll give one to this part here, right side facing each other. Okay, and give the other one to this part here as well. So we are almost done for our skirt or the flare part of the project. So let's aside this. What we are having here is a sleeve. So I know the project you're making has no sleeve, but this is what my client requested for. Right, she wants sleeve. So the wideness of the sleeve is 10, or let me say 20 divided by 2, which is 10. The length is 8 inch. Okay, so I'm marking 8 inch here. This is 8 inch I'm marking here. Then I cut out the right piece for our sleeve here. Okay, so this is what we are going to be using. I'll come down by 3.5 inch here. I come down by 3.5 inch here, and I connect like so. It's as simple as that. I came down by 3.5, and then I connect. Okay, now let's cut out. Don't forget, we have this here is two, is the two parts of our sleeve, and then cut off our slope over here. Then our sleeve is also ready. Okay, this is the sleeve part of the project here. And don't forget, we cut out one part of the pocket from our armhole line. So I'm just going to align it on this one and cut exactly the same. This is our pocket. The 4 pieces here is almost also done. This is our pocket. It's two for each part. All right. So done. This is my sleeve here. This is my blouse part, the cut part of the blouse also here. And this is my almighty flare. or the skirt part of the project. So what we are going to do is head on to our sewing machine. Please, if you've not subscribed, subscribe now, and please give us a thumbs up for more of this content from this channel. Thank you so much. We are going to stitch and stitch and stitch. So I've gone ahead to line my project here like you see me do. So what I'm going to do is to start joining the shoulder part. So this is how I do it. I align the shoulder on each other like this and cover it with the lining. Once I cover with the lining, then I go ahead to pin as well. Okay, so I'm still pinning. Pin very firmly so that you don't get the lining loosen up whilst you go and stitch. Okay, so guys, I will do exactly the same thing to this side as well. I am going to cover it with the lining, and then I will pin as well. Pin, make sure your pinning is very firm. Okay, so that's it, and I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch and get back to you guys. Okay, so let's go and stitch and come. Guys, I'm done stitching. So what we're going to do is to take as our dart measurement. My dart is to take my dart, your nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 4 plus 1 inch, and that is what I've marked. So what I'm going to do here is to take my shoulder to bust measurement. This is where my dart is going to end. Okay, so shoulder to bust, that's where my dart is going to end. So I stretch up the indication to the bust point, and then I am going to notch. Notching makes it very easy to identify your dart part, okay, or your dart point. So I'll take this part here, give it a press, and then I'll take 1 inch dart here. I'm going to mark 1 inch here, 1 inch, and then I join it to the bust point. Okay, so it's as simple as that, and then I'll pin as you see me do so. All right, so we'll be doing exactly the same thing. I'm sure you can see the notch part here. I take it to that place here, I press, and then I take for my shoulder to bust here, make an indication, and I rule it out like this and take my 1 inch dart. So don't forget that is 1 inch here, and I join it to my bust point. All right, so we'll pin here, and we'll do exactly the same thing to the back part as well. So for here I'm taking my 1.5 zip allowance. Don't forget the zip allowance supposed to be 2, but by me stitching I've gotten rid of half an inch, so this is 1.5 inch zip allowance. And then I take my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 divided by 4 plus 1 inch, making 5. So I mark 5 here, that is 5 over there, and I notch. Okay, then I stand on the notch part here, and then I am going to get my dart here. So I'm going to mark shoulder to 1 inch below your arm. Okay, all right, so when you get to your arm, you mark 1 inch, or you measure 1 inch below your arm, and this is what I'm doing like you see me do so. And then I'll stretch out this indication. All right, now we'll go ahead and take our 1 inch dart here. Okay, and then we'll connect our points to our 1 inch below our armhole. Okay, like you see me do so. Please, if in case you don't understand what I mean, just look at what I'm doing. It's very simple. So we are done taking our dart, and this is where I pin. I'll do exactly the same thing to this part as well. All right, so guys, we are done taking our dart. This is our 4-part dart here, 2 for the front and 2 for the back part as well. So we'll go and stitch it and get back to you guys. Let's go and stitch. We are done stitching. This is how it looks like, very neat work. I also join my zip allowance and press it very nicely. This here is a front part over here. This is my dart here. So I'm going to now start joining. So I divide my skirt part into two, okay, and I did it because I'll be adding pocket to this part here, okay. So the front part with the front skirt part together now, and I pin. This is me pinning. I pin all through, okay. I pin. All right, so I'm done pinning here, as you can see me do so. All right, so this is the back part. Don't forget we have zip allowance for the back, so I cut the back part into two. So I'm going to be joining, leaving 1.5 inch for zip allowance, and I'm done joining. This is how it came out looking like. I've already go ahead to insert my zip immediately. So what we're going to do is to take our bust measurement. This is our bust point. Sure, you can see where at that end, okay. This is our bust point. So I'm going to take the midpoint of this front part here. This is what I'm doing, and then get my exact measurement. I'm taking 9 3/4 over here for my bust. My bust is 39 divided by 4, okay. 9 3/4 here. All right, and my waist is 37 divided by 4 will give us 9.5. So I'm also taking 9.5 here, okay. 9.5 here and 9.5 here as well. Then we'll go ahead and connect our points together, okay. Connect our point at this side also together, like you see me doing so, and then we'll pin here. We'll pin the other side as well. Now don't forget I told you we'll be adding pocket, so on the waist part I mark down 3 inch, like you see me do so, and I'm going to notch this part here. This is where my packet is going to start from. Then I start inserting my packet by pinning it first, okay. Take your notch part here, and then you pin your packet right side facing each other for the two sides, okay. So I pin the first part here, okay, and you take the other part of the pocket and you pin as well. Don't forget right side facing each other, okay. Let's pin. Make sure it's exactly on the notch part, okay. So over here I'm done pinning. I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing to the other side. We are done adding our packet, so take it to a sewing machine and then stitch all round through the packet to the hemming point here, right. So let's go and stitch and come. Guys, we are done stitching the packet. So what I'm doing here is to take the full length of my project here, which is 39 here. I got 40, so the 1 inch here will be used for my hemming, okay. So we'll take it to a sewing machine and hem through. Or guys, we are done hemming or stitching the bottom line of our dress, okay. What we are going to do is to insert our sleeve here. I take the midpoint of the sleeve here and I attach it to the midpoint of my shoulder, like you see me do so, and then pin all through, okay. We are pinning all through to the armpit line, or let me say the arm line, okay. So guys, we are done pinning, okay. So we are still in process pinning, okay. Please pin tall so that you don't loosen up the lining whilst you go and stitch, all right. So this is the pinning. Let's pin the last part here, and then we'll take it to our sewing machine and then stitch out, okay. So we are done pinning. Let's take it to our machine and stitch out. Meantime, I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing to the other sleeve as well, okay. So we are done pinning for this part here. Let's go and stitch and do the other part also over here. So let's stitch and come. Guys, we are done with our project. Our sleeve, the two sleeve is being inserted. My pocket is now in shape, like you see me demonstrating here. It's very simple. Try this at home. Let me know how you do. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, okay? Give us a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. Our zip is also being inserted, as you can see. This project is very neat. Don't forget to make your project very neat, because this also adds some sort of credit to your work, okay? We'll see you in our next project. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a call of a day. Bye.